wonderful scholars, welcome to lesson 8.6, solving equation graphically. Our aim for today's lesson is I can solve a system of equation using my calculator. So as you know, there are many different ways of solving equations, that is finding the value or values of variables and result in the equation being true. Now today, our goal, you have seen the substitution elimination method. Today we're going to talk about how can we use our TI Inspire. So let's look at a few examples. The first one says, consider this function, 3x minus 2 is equal to 10 minus x. Solve this using the standard method. So our standard method is just getting all the x's together and grouping like terms. So I have 3x minus 2 is equal to 10 minus x. So I want to get all my x's, my like terms together. So I know that 3x and x is my like term, and then I have minus 2 and 10. So I'm going to go ahead and move this x over. So I'm going to add x on both sides. That cancels out. Remember, there's an invisible 1 here. So 3x plus 1x is 4x minus 2 equals to 10. Add 2 on both sides. I get 4x is equal to 12. And my final step would be divide by 4 on both sides. That is cancel, and I'm just going to write over here, x is equal, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now the question says, then show that it is a solution by checking. So make sure you copy this because I'm going to take this out. So I know x is 3. Show this by solution, it means I want to plug it back in. So I want to have 3 parentheses. Now my x is 3. And I want to do that. 3 times 3 is 9 minus 2. It has to be equal. I'm testing this. 9 minus 2 is 7. 10 minus 3 is 7. Check. So that's what it means by checking the solution. Part B says, use your calculator to fill in this table. Circle the solution you found in A. So now you need to grab your calculator. Yes, I'm going to wait until you go and get your calculator. You have your calculator. You need to go to graph. And then I want to enter my first equation, which is 3x minus 2, which is coming from here. So this is going to be 1, and then this is going to be the other. So 3x minus 2, press enter, hit tab, and then I want to enter 10 minus x, hit enter. So I'm going to go to my table because I'm being asked to fill the table. I'm going to go to menu, table, split screen. So I'm going to go ahead, notice the two difference. So I'm going to go over 1. And then I want to copy these values down. So what's the table being asked me for? I'm going from 0 to 4. So look at my table. So I need to go up 1, negative 2, 10, negative 2, 10. And I have to copy these values. 1, 9, 4, 8, 1, 9, 4, 8, 7, 7, and then at 4 I need to go down, is 10, 6. So it says circle the solution you found at A. My solution was that x equals 3. If you notice here at x equals 3, both of these are equal to 7. Now part C says I want to graph this on a window negative 2 to 6 and negative 2 to 11. So what we need to do is on the same graph, get rid of this table, hit menu, table, remove table. Now I need to set this window. Go to menu, window, and window settings. So I want my x to go from negative 2 to positive 6, and then what is my y going to? My y is going to negative 2 to 11. And then here I'm going from negative 2 to 11. So again, you go to menu, window, and window setting. Hit OK. This is what your graph looks like. should look like. This now is what you're going to copy and sketch over here. So you're going to have a graph that looks exactly like this. So it's going to be some, oopsie, let's get a line. It's going to be something with a line. We need arrows. Good, something of a line looking this way, and then we have one coming down this way, something of that sort. And remember, the most important thing, notice on this graph here, it's labeled. So the one going up is 3x minus 2, so we have to label our graph. This is actually 3x minus 2, and this is 10 minus x. Now, based on this, it says to solve the equation f of x equals to g of x, you blank both f of x and g of x, then find the blank point. So you graph them, and then the point of intersection is where is our solution. One second. Intersection. Now, how do we know what that point is? So to find this point here, this is where I'm going to show you on the calculator. You have to pay extra attention. So when you're given two set of equation and you're asked to find a solution, you graph both of them, and then I need to find what is this intersection. So I go to menu, analyze graph, and I want to find intersection. Notice at the bottom it says lower bound with a question mark. It means you go to the left of the intersection point and you click enter. Then it changed to upper bound. You go upper bound means go to the right of the intersection and you hit enter. And then you will see a little dot comes up right here and it says 3,7. So this is actually my solution right here is 3, 7, which is what we found up here. So you go to menu, analyze graph, you go for intersection. This, I know that the intersection is right here where it crosses. So I want to go to the left of that point, click enter, go to the other right, click enter, and then I will see that intersection point. Okay? Now, this is one of, if not the most important equation solving techniques. It is very simple. All you got to do is be able to plug this in the calculator and then find the intersection, and boom, there you go. So let's look at another example. So it's very important to be able to use your graph to help us solve an equation. Take a look at the next exercise, which we'll do with an absolute value equation. So here we're doing an absolute value function. So remember, absolute value always give you that V-shaped graph. It says this is the function f of x is equal to 2 absolute value of x plus 1 minus 8 is shown in the grid below. Use it to help answer the following questions. Find all the values of x, then solve the equation below by circling the points illustrated in your answer. So this is my graph. I graphed that on the calculator. And I want to find all the values when x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, all that means is where does this graph crosses the x-axis, which is right here and right here. What are these values? So this is actually -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So it has to be x is equal to -5, or this is 1, 2, 3, or x is equal to +3. Part B says, what if this entire equation is equal to -2? How would I solve that then? So all that means is I'm going to take a line, okay? I'm going to get, let's make this line red, and I want to draw a line where it's at -2. So I know -1, -2. So it will be a line right here. Okay, so at 0, this line is actually just the x-axis. Okay, and this means I need to make a line, which is this red line right here. I want to find where's the solution. So if you look at it right here is an intersection right here is an intersection. What are those points? Let's find it out. X is equal to -1, -2, -3, -4, -1, -2, -3, -4, or X can be +2. Part C now looks a little bit more complicated. It says it has the same function, my absolute value function, to absolute value of x plus 1 minus 8 is equal to x minus 1. Now remember, these are my output. So here, this is actually a linear equation. Remember those, a linear equation. One of those that's in y equals mx plus b. So in this case, remember my slope is 1, my m is 1, and my b is -1. So if I want to graph that line here, I know my slope is 1 and my b is -1. So I'm starting here and I go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over. And this is how you normally graph a linear equation. So let's put that in a blue so you can see the difference. And I want something that looks like it's coming through these points right here. So that's what my equation, that's what my line looks like. Now I want to see the point of intersection, which again I see it's right here and right there. What are those points? So those answers are x is equal to -1, -2, -3, and x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the question says show the steps to check. So I have to go back now and I have to check, are these really the solution? Does it really make this equal to each other? Now let's go back like we did in this here and we check. Let's go back now and check for these two. So let's check this one right here that I boxed off. So this becomes 2 absolute value of -3 plus 1 minus 8 is equal to -3 minus 1. Well, I want to know, is it really equal? All I'm doing, I'm substituting this for my x's. And I want to check if this is working. So this becomes 2 absolute value of -2 minus 8. Is it really equal to -3 minus 1? This becomes 2 times absolute value of -2 is +2 minus 8. Is it equal to, this actually can be simplified to -4. Here we go ahead with PEMDAS. We multiply first. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 8, is it really -4? 4 minus 8 is actually -4, and -4 equals to -4. Check. So if in this case you see that it works, you go ahead and you can try and check for -5. It will definitely work. Try the second answer, which is x equals 5. You should work it out and you will see 4 equals 4, which also means that is true. So those are our two solutions to this system of equation. Our final example says the function y equals -x squared plus 4x and y equals 4 minus x are graphed on the grid below, which is right here. Which of the following is a given set of solutions? So when they're asking for solution, I'm asking you what are my x values? What are x equal to? Solutions to the equation -x squared minus 4x is equal to 4 minus x. All I'm asking here, what is the point of intersection? So I go to my graph. This is my parabola. This will give me a parabola. It's a quadratic. And this is a linear. The point of intersection is 1, 2. And I want to know what are those values. So I look on the x-axis. I come down and I see that's 1. Remember, label them if you want to. That's perfectly fine. So I see here and here. So the point of intersection, if I come down, it is 1. And this one's actually on the x. So it's 1 and 4, which is choice 2. All right? So good luck, guys. Go ahead, try those fluency. And when you're ready, come see us for mastery. Good luck.